Hi everyone, welcome to Drive and Fail 80. Driving instructors aren't immune from appearing on these Drive and Fail episodes. Watch the instructor in front lose concentration and bump the Range Rover sat in front. I've no idea how it would happen. Potentially though, just seeing the vehicles next to them to their left start to move off and instinctively just move your own car. It's easily done, but honestly I'd expect a little bit more from an instructor. But this just proves none of us are perfect drivers, and that includes me. We often see some late exits from motorways on this series. However, have you seen any later than this? Very poor from the Ford Focus, but totally avoidable from my viewer also. It was good to see the driver of the Focus park in a little further round the corner. We don't see many mobility scooters on these episodes, but this one definitely deserves its place. My viewer does a pretty good job here. They hold back for the bus and for the lorry that's coming up. This could have easily gone into a nice driving episode. But then this happens.
You're the first responders when you're in that. Have I got news for you? Writers room, or the news quiz or something on Radio 4. And so you're the first people who do the gags, and on the Friday night the gags go out. And then when Twitter came along, you're like, oh, everyone can do a gag immediately. And again,
This driver's displaying an M plate, so it looks as though they're a novice. Well, they've passed the test within the last 2 years. I'm a little unsure how this collision actually happened. The traffic's moving really slowly. It's not as if someone suddenly braked. For today's integration, I thought I'd have a look at this Audi Q3, and it's not a good report. 52 out of 100. Let's find out why. This report says the vehicle has been damaged once before, but it's in 2019. Now I know this clip that we've just seen is a recent clip, so perhaps it hasn't been logged with the insurance company just yet, or perhaps it's not even been logged with the insurance company whatsoever. Maybe they've decided to fix the damage themselves. The problem with the mileage could also be a serious one. The report says it may have fake mileage. Let's have a quick little look at it. Now, if we look at that graph, it's an obvious dip down in 2019. But if we look at the year before, the mileage was 21,000 and a bit. The dip down is down to 14,500, and then the following year it's up to 26,500. So I think there's possibly been an inputting error. For the year that it says fake mileage, if you change that one of the 14 to a 2, that graph does level out quite nicely. Seeing the information on the timeline would be the main thing that would put me off this vehicle, even looking at the first MOT when it was 3 years old. The tyres didn't have enough tread. The person's obviously not looked after this vehicle. The car vertical scores instantly give us an idea of what purchasing this vehicle could be like. However, as we've found out with previous reports that I've looked over, further investigation might very well be needed. Remember, if you use the code Ashley, you can get 20% off checking out your next potential purchase. The links are always in the description as well. Thanks, Car Vertical. Another crash, and thankfully again it looks as though no one was seriously injured. That one could have been different though. Why do you think that happened? Well, it's only clear when my viewer moves up. A poor merge without proper observations and a motorcyclist overtaken at a junction. Recipe for disaster. I think situations like this are quite amusing. Try not to get offended when someone starts flapping their arms at you just because you've spotted something much earlier than they have. Watch the van driver behind after the white Renault moves left. The trailer's stuck into Smiler Bob's lane and there's not much room. This guy behind's probably not seeing the lights on red either. And although it's not illegal because it's in a cradle, this driver's now going to take their attention further away from the road by using the phone. It did look as though he had two hands on it though. Try and make sure you mount your dash cam where the wipeable area is going to give you a clear view. But we can still make out this vehicle from the opposite direction turning right up the wrong side of the dual carriageway. The scary thing is, it doesn't surprise me people don't look into their exit road before turning. It does look as though they did try and turn round though. This is a police vehicle in front of my viewer. Do you think they should have stopped at this amber light? Or was it red?
Oh, you blind bastard. Oh my days. Even the police don't care about red lights these days, do they?
Now the police could have been on an emergency call just without blues, so let's skip forward to the next set of lights. It doesn't look as though that was the case, does it? Remember, we all make mistakes. My viewer actually takes the road that's ahead after they've circumnavigated the roundabout fully. The lorry driver also heads to the right from the left-hand lane. Both of these pieces of information may help you understand why this happened.
There you were, prepping for the perfect date night at home. Love songs cued, cushions fluffed, there was just one
What would you do now that this lorry is pulled out in front of you? Would you go past and try and go in front? Or would you tuck it in behind?
thing missing.
In half a mile, at the roundabout, take the third exit.
As little as 25 minutes. From the local Italian.
This was a very close call.
Whoa! Oh.
Here's another clip which shows another head-on near miss. This time it's on a smart motorway.
Someone's driving the wrong way.
This incident also made the news. Generally when there's a filter arrow you should turn near side to near side, but if the vehicle in front of you is definitely turning near side to near side, you should copy, you should do the same. But this taxi driver thinks differently with this learner vehicle. Personally, I don't get many clips with taxi drivers myself nowadays. Perhaps they know my vehicle. Changing it soon though. I'm sure most of us have encountered a driver like this a few times in our driving history. The best thing to do is just to keep out of the way and keep yourself safe. Don't forget it's highly likely that you'll catch them up at the next set of lights and then just go past them anyway. The perception of situations like this is now changing, thanks to some hard work by myself and many others. I think 4 or 5 years ago this may have been classed as a fail by my viewer, but now people are really realising where the problem lies. I would also like to point out the sign on the left hand side. Does it say merge half a mile before the road narrows? It's the uneducated who are the problem.